Kawa, let me get to you. Let's just go straight into this and shortly. Where on the basis of all that we've discussed and everything, where do you think we are ending up this season? You know, with Eric Ten Hag and the recruitment that we've done and all of that, and the game that we've played so far. Where are we ending this season? What's your
Um,
expectation?
I my expectation is that I usually don't like to predict where I think my team would finish, but my expectation is the players should play with a bit more character, and they should play like they know they are playing for Manchester United, and I feel like that is the only thing that helps us from here because for instance, if you go to say um Sheffield and you are rattled in the first um 20 minutes by you go 2 goals down in the first 20 minutes. How you bounce back is what I want to see. The game against Nottingham Forest was good to watch. I mean, the response was good, but I felt it was Old Trafford and they were comfortable at home, and so they could do it. But I want to see that away from home and how they get themselves together to to get the points and get a result from wherever they can get it from for the club. But also, I just want to see United with the full squad. I want to see Kobe Mainu back. I want to see Ahmad, Pelistri, all of them. I just want to see us
A
have a full
mix of
squad.
all of these guys, yeah.
And then I want to see Eric Ten Hag's strongest 11, because then if we have a full squad and he selects the strongest 11, then we can actually start making the best criticism from what we are seeing and how it's going to work out. Because I think
Fair
now,
enough.
yeah, exactly. Because I think right now there are a lot of injuries. You can't actually, say that, oh, Ten Hag, blah blah. And so there are a lot of injuries. So he still needs to get that sorted and that out of the way. And then if he gets his full squad and then he sets up his team, then we can actually tell. But
All right, all right.
Amrabat gives me a bit of hope. I
Yeah.
just hope that he doesn't come in and mess up. But I really just hope that he doesn't come in and mess up. Because if he does, it's going to be terrible.
To be terrible, actually. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so in fact, I'm really enjoying the discussion to the extent I'm just losing track of time, but it looks like we don't have too much time. So we'll just, Kwame, I won't ask you what your expectations. Since we are always going to be here, I would keep that. I would want us to zoom straight into a very interesting situation that's brewing. So Mason Greenwood was asked to leave the club, or the decision was reached that his future lies outside of Old Trafford. As a result of that, the club is doing everything to facilitate his movement. So just last week, we got to know that he's joining Getafe in Spain, or in the Spanish La Liga. Now, just as we are getting out of it, the man who we spent close to 80 million pounds to replace him has gotten himself into a similar problem. Kwame, what do you think the club should do?
We can't catch a break, can we? We can't catch a break right now.
And they
It's incredible.
and they in the line of
I find it.
fund.
But listen, I asked you this question a couple of weeks ago when the Greenwood verdict, the club made a decision on Mason Greenwood. I was like, so hold on a second here. I mean, if Antony's case turns out the same way, all of a sudden there's evidence on social media, as we've seen today, that suggests that he may have physically assaulted his partner. What does the club do? Does the club suspend him just like we suspended Mason Greenwood and go like we're waiting for the police to investigate, and then we do our own 6 months investigation, and then we have to come up with another? Say, I feel the Mason Greenwood thing sets the club set a very bad precedent with the way they handled the situation and the outcome of the situation, because it was rumored we're going to bring him back because it was fine, and then we flipped based on public uproar and protest and whatever that everybody was seemed to say. So now what does the club do? We can't set double standards. If we go like we did this to Mason Greenwood in a similar situation, they must as well do the same thing all over again. And in doing so, you lose two assets worth lots of money, lots of talent, and we are left with absolutely nothing. It's just atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Kwame, and I honestly think that the way we handled the Mason Greenwood issue wasn't the best. I mean, if you claim you've done a private investigation where the club has gone through everything and they feel like he's innocent, then why isn't he playing? And I feel like that's where I don't get what actually happened. The thing is, I feel like even this whole Mason Greenwood thing was left too late to try to salvage. I mean, in the beginning, when it happened, there should have been reports. There should have been, I mean, something to get fans to understand that this is where the club is in the position to either back the player or to let the player go or whatever. And I think that it just takes us a little, it tilts it a little to what Arsenal did with Thomas Partey, because then they kind of like took a stance where we would shield you, we would have you play football, but then also we would make sure that the investigators are handling the issue as they have to handle it, and that's where the problem is. And so, but the thing about Antony is that I honestly think that maybe the club should just come together and say we need to start providing education for our players for some of these things, because I don't think it's normal that Mason Greenwood is in a situation like that. You are in the club and this is what has happened, and then you go on and do the same thing that puts you in
allegedly.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly. Sorry. You go ahead and allegedly do the same thing that puts you in the same kind of trouble. It's quite painful, especially for fans and for the club itself, which has spent so much money. I mean, you mentioned 80 million is a lot of money to just let go like that because of someone's own negligence, allegedly again. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, maybe there should be some level of education for some of these players, because Kwame, I can tell you, I have been around players a few times, and some of them, the way they think about some of these things, it's not shocking that they land themselves into these kind of troubles. And so maybe a bit of the mindset should change. There should be education on just maybe the approach and how some of these things are done. And the education should be done by women, because if it's done by a man, if I'm a man telling you that, oh, maybe you don't do this, you don't do that, you wouldn't understand. But maybe it should be done by women. Then it gives them a fair idea of how they should behave and they should react when they are talking to their partners or whatever it is. But it's a very tough place the club is in at the moment. And I mean, if now that Antony has been left out of the Brazil squad, what are we going to do? Are we going to leave him out of the
have
United
a decision
squad?
to make as well.
It's tough. It's tough. I really don't want to be in that position. This is why I think that maybe I'm just not cut out for PR, because how do you salvage something like this? What do you do? Exactly. I mean, what do you do to try to mitigate a whole situation like this? It is really, really tough. Really tough.
All right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Kwame, would you want to add anything to the Greenwood situation before the Greenwood? And now Greenwood is gone to Hatefe, and
yeah.
I don't know what the club's actual plan for Mason Greenwood is. It's a year's loan, right?
Yeah.
With probably even a termination clause in the middle somewhere in case things aren't working. So the thing is, he's going to go on loan and he's going to come back to the club with a year left on his contract. And what next?
Yep.
Is he going to play for us? Is he going to be sold? What's the plan?
Yeah. So you see, the thing is that I really like how Getafe have done this. Like, we don't care. Like, they just go like, we don't care what anybody
They even got fans to cheer at the outside of the stadium.
No, they're like, we don't care what anybody thinks. We are playing him. We don't care. And you see, I feel like Getafe can do that because they are Getafe. Because a club of that stature, nobody cares about what Getafe does.
That's true. A little club in Madrid.
Exactly. But at United, the global brand, everything. And, just the sheer idea that a player of Manchester United has done X and X and X, and there are videos and audios of it and all of that. Just the mere sense of him playing the United shirts, it's going to just get a whole lot of people talking, and it's going to, and the thing is, maybe the club just wants to gauge how Mason Greenwood handles this in Spain and see if they can.
They're buying time, sort of.
Exactly, yeah. And see if they can integrate him slowly into United.
There are reports that there is absolutely no way back for Mason Greenwood.
Do you know how I feel? I feel like our CEO, Merto, yeah, he's deferring this actual, definite decision. There could be a chain of ownership. A chain of ownership means he will no longer be there. He doesn't have to take that decision as CEO. To pass on to somebody else, and that person would have to go okay. And if it's the Arabs, I'm not going to say what I really want to say.
Yeah.
But if it's all right, that's just it. I'm not going to say it.
All right, let's just end it here. You guys, it's been amazing having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are privileged to have had you here on this podcast with us. Thank you so much, Kwame, for joining. And to you all who watch, thank you so much. Remember to hit the subscribe button. We hope you really enjoyed yourself watching us. We promise you more guests, and we promise that y'all will be coming back with us to discuss a lot more things.
Yeah. See, I beg you, bring me for that Man United Arsenal game. After that game, after we win that game. No, I know I will come on as a season.
I saw your social media before the game.
That. Yeah.
Saying you're not so optimistic, but then based on how the game went and how we actually lost, we lost it.
And you see, the thing is, it is just how Arsenal fans are milking this win. and see, I really need Arsenal to go neck and neck with City.
Yes.
And then they come to Old Trafford.
That game will depend on us, right?
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been amazing having you on here. Thank you so much, Kwame. Thank you so much, Yao. And
thank you
all for watching. We'll be back same time next week on this same channel. Remember to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell as well. It's been great having you. Have a great time and enjoy the rest of your day.